giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We stream it live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! It's Tape Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to dive into the lab, take a look at this new offensive identity that is being formed right in front of our eyes. We really haven't seen any of these concepts and things like that here in Dallas, and I don't know how many, maybe ever. I don't know. It's very fun. I talk about it on Twitter. The details make this thing fun. We'll talk about that. We were here from Brian Schottenheimer, and we'll get an update on Tyler Smith and the rest of the offensive linemen that may or may not be out or starting or playing. We might get the unit. We'll see. We might get the first team unit this week. We'll talk about that in a roundup. But good morning, Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad!
Hey, look, I'm praying right there with y'all. I ain't even going to put it out there in the space. We just hope everything goes well. We've made some adjustments. We shall see. If you want to call in, a lot of people didn't get a chance to call in yesterday. 351-999-3787. The phone lines filled up real fast. I had to shut it down. And as you can see, we got to the very last caller and things happened. Nonetheless, call in. We'll get to you. We'll run through everything from the show first. We're going to hear from Brian Schottenheimer. We're going to take a look at my Sky Optics, some of my notes, and then we're going to jump into the lab and talk about what we saw on film. And I might even get to the other side of the ball too, but I'm trying to save that for tomorrow once we get Okoye in the building. What's good with you though, Bombs? Well, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Doubleheader yesterday on Monday Night Football. Nick Chubb, man. Nick Chubb. They didn't show the replay of Nick Chubb's injury, right? And so I just didn't see it. So I was like, man, it must be bad if they didn't show the replay, and they're talking about not showing the replay. And then I woke up this morning and just the intrusive thoughts. One this morning, I said, I kind of want to see what happened. And then I saw what happened. I was like, damn, I wish I didn't see what happened. I wish I didn't see what happened to Nick Chubb. I think this is like the second time this has happened to him. Just Willis McGahee, if you remember what happened to Willis McGahee in college, it looked just like that. Man, this game is we love this game, but that happens. And when that happens, it makes you think, right? It takes you right back to what happened to Dak in 2020, and you remember how brutal this thing can be. Fortunately for Nick Chubb, he's not a guy that's, on the brink of any type of contract. But gosh, I hope for a speedy recovery. I hope he's able to come back. But that was nasty. That was nasty, man. But nonetheless, the Steelers came away with the victory, 2 defensive touchdowns, and then the Saints won an ugly game against the Carolina Panthers. So doubleheader yesterday, weird doubleheader, I think, to have. If you're going to do a doubleheader on Monday Night Football, put some premier teams up there, But I guess they're trying to, show all teams on these primetime games. And if I'm not mistaken, that'll probably be the last time you'll see Carolina. Could be wrong, but I'm no Carolina fan, so I do not know. All right, we got almost 3 up in here, so we can go ahead and jump to the roundup and then come out of that, and we'll take a look at the Sky Optics, and we'll hear from Brian Schottenheimer.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, Cowboys Nation. got some decent news yesterday. Well, just news in general. I'm not saying good or bad. Just we got a decent amount of news yesterday that came out over the wire. So Stephen Jones went on 105.3 The Fan, and they asked him about Tyler Smith, and he said they were optimistic about him. This was his quote on Tyler. "We feel very optimistic about Tyler Smith having a great chance at having a shot against Arizona." A little slick with the words, but nonetheless, it's the first time we kind of heard optimism, literally the word, coming out of the front office in regards to Tyler Smith. It's been 2 weeks. He's missed the first 2 games of the season. It's really been about, I think, that Monday leading into week 1. So technically about 3 weeks he'll have to kind of rest it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I am, if they're optimistic, I'll be optimistic. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, well, we don't need him for the Cardinals. I had this conversation with Vach yesterday. I'd like to see this starting 5 unit get some games under its belt prior to that heavyweight matchup in week 5. Hell, prior to what you're going to get in week 4, for being completely honest, with Bill Belichick. So I'd like to see Tyler out there if he can get out there, if he's fully healed. If he's not, obviously, you put him on ice. But they are optimistic that we may see Tyler Smith's 2023 debut. What about Zach Martin? This was Coach McCarthy on Zach. He said, I don't see Zach practicing on Wednesday, but we'll see what Thursday brings. I think he'll definitely have an opportunity to play on Sunday. And the same thing with Chuma. Both Chuma and Zach Martin left the game. Chuma left at halftime. Tyler Bass came in and filled for him. He had an elbow injury, and they said that wasn't too serious. And then obviously Zach got his ankle rolled up on, and he said he's fine. I think they're going to give him the veteran DNP this week, and he'll be out there on Sunday. Again, a lot of people might say, Skies, the Cardinals don't really need him. I want to see the starting 5. I want to see them kind of start to click and get together here. So will we see it? Will we finally see this starting 5 that we were supposed to get last year? Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. Will we see it?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so. I'm ready, man. I'm ready, dog. We drafted Tyler Smith for this lineup, and we ain't seen it yet. This is killing me, man. So all y'all that saying rest this person and rest that person, no. God dang it. I'm ready to see it. All right, let's just keep it moving. Cowboys get rid of Ronald Jones. He, if you guys remember, a lot of people, including me, I completely forgot he was technically still on his team. He was suspended for the first 2 games. Cowboys get out of the first 2 games unscathed at the running back position, and with a lot of positive things to take away from that position, by the way. And there's no need for him. So they cut him. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they'll bring him back on practice squad. I haven't heard anything about that just quite yet. So, and they have Malik Davis on practice squad, so I doubt it. You got some young, fresh legs in the building. He was dealing with a hamstring injury himself. He never got a chance to get going in preseason, never got a chance to get going in training camp, really. And then the suspension came down, just unfortunate for Ronald Jones. But as expected, he has been cut. Doesn't really do anything for the roster. He was on that whole IR, NFI suspension type list, reserve list, right? Where it doesn't affect your roster spot, so they don't have to replace him. If they need to dig deep into the running back bag at some point in the season, I'm sure they'll pick up the phone and see what's on his mind if he's not picked up by a different team. But at this moment, there's no need to. I think they have 4 capable backs, and they are using 3 of them, which thank the heavens, because I've been asking for that for the last couple seasons. But they're using 3 of those backs, and Cowboys should be fine in that regards. That's the morning roundup today. We got injury updates on the offensive line. We're hoping to see those guys come back, and running back news from the cut of Ronald Jones. Let's go ahead and get right into my Sky Optic notes on the offense, because I want to get through this as smooth. Be smooth, not fast. As smooth as possible and then hear from Brian Schottenheimer and jump into the lab. So let's jump into the Sky Optic notes of week 2, which I think we're going to do this every week too with the offensive line ranking. Shouts out to Vach. I'm an O-line guy now because of Vach, and I just love doing this type of ranking list. And then I like to see where it's at with the O-line guru himself, Vach Lombardi, later on in the show. Or later on in the day, I should say. Later on in the day. The volume, 306, more like 315. 306-ish. So, players, not plays. That was something that McCarthy was big on, not just here, right? Like not just in Dallas, but in his career, he's always been about players, not plays. And when you have special players, or when you have, dare I say, specialists, but no, seriously, when you have players who have specific set of skills, you got to find ways to get them that rock. And that's where the plays come in. When you can find ways to get your players the ball, the plays will come to you. We're not trying to fit a system on these guys. We are fitting the system around these guys. What do you do best? And I thought this game was a perfect example of that. CeeDee Lamb, 11 receptions. Tony Pollard, 32 touches. Let's start with Lamb. He knew, as in Mike McCarthy, he knew that if you spam CeeDee Lamb on Sauce's side, it just made no sense. At the end of the day, Sauce Gardner is a fantastic cornerback. It made no sense to do that. So what do? They get CeeDee Lamb moving around. They get him involved in different ways. They bunch him up. They we'll get to some of these plays in the film room. They get him the ball quick. They use deception to create space. They use details. We'll get to that too. To create bigger windows. And then obviously you're just going to have times where him and Dak Prescott just got to be boom, boom. And they were, and they will continue to be, in my opinion, because if you can't, that's the beautiful thing about CD. You really can't lock in on him because he can move around. So unless you got a cornerback that's going to follow you everywhere he goes, that will allow us now to dictate to you, okay, your cornerback is taken away from this side of the ball. We can attack that side of the ball. If it's one of them ones, not everybody got a sauce. Not everybody got a sauce. But players, not plays. And that was, CeeDee Lamb is a perfect example of that. Hey, we don't have a Brandon Cooks here to divvy this thing up. We're going to lean on you, CeeDee Lamb. And he came through with 143 yards. Tony Pollard, I don't think we're really talking enough about what he contributed in his game because his touchdown got called back and we forget about the 2-point conversion. And he didn't have these gaudy numbers like 150 rushing yards or this, 55-yard, run or catch. But he had a career high 32 touches and 109 yards, and he had a couple splash plays. Yes, it wasn't a 5.6 yard per carry day. Not every game is going to be like that when you're the lead guy. You're going to have to deal with some games where, hey, we're going to count on you to get some ugly yards. Can you get some ugly yards for us? It was Brian Schottenheimer who said, hey, there's question marks about can he be a bell cow. Now, do we want him to be a bell cow every game? No. But this is something I said throughout the offseason. There are going to be games. We're going to need Tony Pollard to get over 20 touches. Now, he got over 30. We don't want to do that a lot. But we're going to need him to say, hey, this is a game for you that we're going to lean on you. And we need you to come through when we need you to come through. He did. He had a 23-yard gain, a 19-yard reception, and I believe a 13-yard gain in this game. So those are considered technically splash plays by Tony Pollard. And his touchdown got called back, but it is what it is. And he converted on a 2-point conversion. Not to forget either, I thought he contributed in the passing game pretty damn good. Had a nice little chip block that we'll see in the film room there. So Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, these are the guys that when I need to lean on you. If a Brandon Cooks is out, if somebody else is out, I need to lean on one of my explosives. They came through. 11 receptions for CeeDee Lamb, 32 touches, 100 and I think like 9 yards or something like that for Tony Pollard. And you walk away with the efficient victory, right? Efficient victory. I don't think you're going to see CeeDee and Tony get 11 and 30 touches every game, but there are going to be games where you might need them. And this was one of those games. And the Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott got the ball in their guys' hands time again. And I mentioned details. Details matter, man. From footwork to the perimeter. And we'll listen to Brian in a few minutes here, Schottenheimer, talk about the footwork tying to the quarterback. We've heard Dak talk about it. We've heard McCarthy talk about it in the offseason. And we are literally seeing it on the field. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's real. I hate to say real football, but it's not playground football where we're just drawing up plays and hoping for the damn best. There is a rhyme or reason to every single thing for every single person out there. And Shotty talks about that as well. I don't know if I clipped it, but he talks about how in years past, he wouldn't even tell his wide receivers what the other wide receivers' responsibilities were, or really what his responsibility was. Because what happens is you get egos and you get receivers that say, hey, so you mean to tell me I'm just a decoy here? I'm just a clear out guy? I'm just running this route for the love of the game? Yes, you are. We need you to clear this out so that we can get a reception underneath from the clear out. And that's why I said the details from the footwork to the perimeter. These guys on the outside, while, yeah, you only have CeeDee Lamb who had a standout game, but others need to do their job on that play and do it at the highest level at 110% so that these plays look the same and that maybe one game they've seen this on film, there's tendency, and they say, hey, man, when they run this clear out, they're going here. And if you adjust to that, Dak Prescott adjusts to it, and now I'm wide open on the backside. So I love the details of this offense, and I love that I'm not as messy as Vaj, but I love that there ain't going to be too much complaining on the sideline, if you know what I'm talking about. You're not going to get a receiver yapping, mad because they're not touching the rock on the sideline. They understand what it takes to get each other the ball. They understand the game plan going into the game and who's going to get the ball. So I appreciate that from McCarthy and Shotty. And then my offensive line rankings. Love doing these, man. Here we go. Let's start off with the top three. I got Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Tyler Biadasz. Zach Martin is Zach Martin. There were times where you saw Tyler Biadasz say, I don't need, wait, who's over there? It's not Quentin Williams? You got this, bruh. And we're helping out Achuma Edoga as he should. There were times in years past where I'm like, why are you helping out on Zach and now Connor Williams is getting mauled by Javon Hargrave, right? You didn't really see that much in this game. Tyler Biadasz helped out Chuma and let Zach be Zach. Tyron Smith, once again, when it comes to left tackle, if he's on that field and Tyron is not saying ouch, especially in the passing game, he is so damn dependable, man. You still see the strong hands from Tyron. I don't care if he got the robotic arm thing going on. It's still there. You still see the recognition in the pass, in the ET stunts or the games up front. I can't wait to see what it looks like with Tyler next to him because Chuma sometimes will struggle with the ET stunts, a lot of the times really, with the ET stunts. But again, he hasn't played a lot of left guard, so I don't really like to grade him too much on that. But Tyron Smith, I think, is picking up from 2021 where he was healthy. And when he was healthy in 2021, Tyron Smith was locking things down on that left side in the pass game. You really just got to be a speed demon, I think, to deal with him in the pass game because once he latches on, it's a wrap. Run game, kind of the same feeling I had from Tyron last week. I understand what he is now. I like to get him out in space on the move. He can still reach, not as good as he used to. He can still get to the second level, not as good as he used to, but he's in by no way, shape, or form as a liability in the run game. He just is not what he was, but he's still a rock-solid left tackle for you that you can depend on. I thought he was a top 3 player for you on the line. Tyler Biadasz just talked about his awareness and helping out Chuma Edoga. He was much better in this game. I thought all around, definitely, like I said, with the awareness and playing help guy, getting to the second level. I think he's one of your better guys at the second level, in my opinion. And we do a lot of duo. We do a lot of combo where you got to get to that second level and square up and get to the right side. When I say right, I don't mean necessarily left or right. I mean the correct side of that defender, that linebacker, safety, whomever it may be. And Biotis does that pretty damn good. Tough task him and the interior had in the first 2 weeks, dealing with Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, and Quentin Williams, and that whole line, Al Woods. That, tough task. And I thought these guys handled themselves pretty well. I have 6, by the way. 6 linemen because of what happened with TJ Bass and Chuma Edoga, that situation. So my top 3, Zach, Tyron, Tyler, Biotis. 4th, TJ Bass. I really like what I saw from TJ Bass in that second half. And it's funny because I think TJ Bass and Chuma Edoga kind of flipped in how they started the game. I thought TJ, literally, I think it was the first play, if I can remember correctly. It was like, oh, welcome to the NFL, Rook. Welcome to the NFL. And then he picks it right up. And if you guys remember in the preseason, I talked about his awareness. TJ Bass's awareness was really good for an interior guy. He played left tackle, so I get that he understands where things are coming from. That came right back. It was like he was still in preseason in regards to awareness. He dealt with the ET stunts way better in that game. And he gave you a little bit more push, but I do think we're missing Tyler Smith in that department, period, in regards to getting some movement on the interior. But I like how TJ Bass played in this game. I'm interested to see if he needs to get some more snaps at left guard, if he can handle a full workload. I don't think they'll do it, but if they need to, I like what I saw in his debut. And here's another reason why I like TJ Bass's game. He had to go play a little bit of right guard too, because they took out Zach Martin, slid in Austin Richards, and he played some right guard. So he's obviously your swing third string guard, with Austin Richards technically your fourth. So I'm wondering if Austin Richards is your backup left tackle. Just something to think about. Maybe somebody should ask him that down there. Then I got Chuma Edoga. Again, kind of similar last week in the sense of, look, man, I'm not looking for Chuma to do anything more than pretty much what he did. And that's go out there, be serviceable for you, hold down the fort while Tyler Smith is not out there. If Chuma's not asked to do a whole lot in regards to getting, some reach blocks, in regards to dealing with a bunch of ET stunts, I think he could be serviceable for you. I'm just asking him not to die on the ET stunts, not to die when he has to reach. And he didn't really do that much in this game at all. I thought he filled in, and if I'm grading on the curve again, filled in well. There were times you were like, ugh, but it is what it is. It's Chuma Edoga. I'm not asking him to be anything than what he is. So what I think he's done the last 2 games is he'll give you confidence that if he has to get in there for a game or two, your offense is fine. And I always say that about my backups. Can I survive if that replacement player has to come in? I think I can survive 100%. Am I going to be better? No, but I can survive. Kind of opposite of TJ for me in regards to awareness. I think he struggles with the ET stunts. That's back-to-back weeks now. He didn't handle those too well. Again, when it comes to movement, I don't think he's a guy that's moving guys a whole lot at the line of scrimmage. Again, opposite of Bass, though. Started off great. He had we'll look at it in the film room. He had his play where they did a combo and he needed to get a duo that turned into a combo and needed to get up to the second level, and he did that. We saw him struggle a bit with that in the first game, and you've seen him struggle a little bit with it throughout the rest of the game. But he started off really strong on a combo block that I think netted a first down for Tony Pollard. So I got Zach, Tyron, Tyler, TJ, Chuma, and I gotta put my guy Terrence Steele on punishment, man. I gotta put Terrence Steele on punishment. And here's why. His lows were really low. They were really low. And I get you grade guys on, what did we play, 80-something snaps? He played 80-something snaps. But you can't have those kind of lows in this game. There was a play, and he got tripped up. He tripped over the tight end. Tripped over the tight end. And I think this might have been the play that Chuma had his best one-on-one block against Quentin Williams. I mean, this is the type of tape that you take and you hang in the liver, right? You take that, you hang it up, and you say, look what I did, Mom. Quentin Williams couldn't beat me one-on-one. But then Terrence Steele just falls all over himself. And I don't know who it was. Might have been 91 comes in. That gets it out, though. We got a pretty decent gain on it. But he's just falling all over himself. The penalty that came back, he just gets pushed back into Dak's lap. He wasn't really handling the stunts all great either. It was just a very sloppy game for Terrence Steele. More of a one-off. This might have been actually one of his worst performances since he started playing right tackle after 2020. Since he started playing right tackle. He gave up 3 pressures in that game, didn't give up a sack or anything, but there was just times where it wasn't the normal Terrence Steele. So because of how low his lows were, I'm basically putting him on punishment. Am I suggesting that TJ and Tuma are better than Tyler or Terrence? No. I'm just saying his lows were so much worse than theirs. But the opposite side, the consistency might have been there more for Terrence, but I can't get over the lows. So this is more of a punishment for my cousin, man. He's still cuz. He's still cuz. He's not third cousin or nothing like that. But the lows were too low for Terrence Steele, and we want to see him bounce back next week. So those are mine. Running back one more time. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Tyler Biadasz. I thought that was a strong 3. TJ Bass, Chume Doga. I thought both of those guys filled in about as well as you can. I liked Bass's second half better than I like Adoga's, but again, I thought Adoga. I think if Adoga needs to go in there and play guard, your offense is not going to suffer from it, and you'll be fine. Same thing with TJ Bass, and then Terrence Steele. I just got to put Terrence Steele on punishment, man, because his lows were too low. So if I can get I just want to see from y'all, even if you didn't go back and watch film, whatever, just kind of your overall thoughts on it. Give me your offensive line rankings, even if you just watched it, one time and you was like, hey, this person stood out or that person stood out. Where would you guys rank from week 2? Curious. Oh, the guru, don't do that. Don't do that. The guru said he hopes Steele's not full, basically, because he got the contract. He went out there, had a fantastic week 1. I think this was more of an anomaly. Oh, you're giving him rank? That's fine. We'll give him grades, Crypto. Crypto's giving him a B+. This was a fight. I wrote on Twitter. I came away from this game with even more respect for the Jets defense in the front and more respect for the Cowboys offensive line dealing with the battle. It was down and down. There was no days off. There was no plays off. You could not take a play off, man. These guys just kept. It was just a wave after wave after wave. And there's not too many teams, I think, that can send that type of waves, those type of waves of pass rushers or defensive linemen at you. And proud of their fight. They lost some of those fights, right? But I don't know that the Cowboys are going to see that kind of depth. I think it was McCarthy who said, this is one of the best defensive lines we'll see all year. Well, Sky, what about Washington? You're right. Washington got a good starting unit. I don't know what that depth looking like. We'll study them. What about the Eagles? Fair enough. The Eagles definitely have a good front, right? They're not getting us home as much, but they got a good front. But from a depth standpoint, combined with the coverage standpoint, combined with the coaching, yeah, this is one of them ones. This is a unit that is really tough to get at. Really, really tough to get at. So y'all gave him some grades. I'll take a B+. Zach, Biadasz, Tyron, Edoga, Steele is Professor O's. Zach, Tyron, TJ, Tyler, Chuma, Steele. I think there's a consensus on Terrence today. It's a consensus. Martin Toxic got Martin, Bigodish, Tyron, Chuma, Steele. All over. You know what I like? And I think I might try to monitor this. If we have these guys kind of in different places in that top 3 or whatever, that's a good thing to me. That means that there's a consensus that these guys play pretty well, Now, what I'll do, and hopefully we'll never have to worry about this, is if there's a game where, hey, man, the line just got their ass whooped, there will be whoever was the best one, and everybody else is just bad. Or if everybody's bad, we're not really grading on who was the best. We're just likely grading on who didn't die the most. So we haven't had to deal with that just yet. I think the offensive line has held their weight. And the scheme. The scheme is going to help you avoid some pressures, avoid some hits, some sacks. And that's why Dak has only been sacked once in the first 2 games. And let's be honest, that sack, either two things could have happened. He could have just threw the ball away, number one. Or number two, the referees could have threw a flag. And I think it was CeeDee Lamb who was breaking away into a scramble drill. I think it was Lamb. Might have been Lamb or Gallup. I'm not sure. And he got held. I mean, it is what it is. He got held. Dak had a shot to throw it in the back of the end zone. I think he was waiting, and then he got tripped up. So I wouldn't even put that sack on the offensive line, really. So pressures, different story. There's been some pressures, but sacks, I would definitely at least attribute sacks 50% to the quarterback. All right. So here's what we'll do. We got some callers in here. We'll take some that we might have not been able to get to yesterday, maybe 2, and then we're going to jump into this film room. We're going to listen to what Coach Brian Schottenheimer had to say, and then we'll jump into this film room. Let's talk to Big Cat from New York. What's good, Big Cat? Big Cat, might want to unmute yourself, bro. Am I muted? Wait a minute now.
Muted. I'm muted, Scott. That was my bad. My bad.
All good.
Listen, man. Ooh-wee, that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling up in New York. But I do have something. I'll try to make it short because you got a lot of want to get a lot of callers in. I'm realizing the difference between the Kellen Moore and the McCarthy understanding, and it's about relationships. Kellen Moore looked like, and this is just my perspective, just me looking, outside looking in. Kellen Moore looked like he was dating, trying to figure out the situation with the girl. Mike McCarthy came in telling you, I want to marry you. Listen, man.
Go ahead,
That man came in with the understanding of, look, I know, I'm aware of what's there in front of me, and I'm all in right now. I need to learn a couple of different things.
Mike McCarthy said, look, I done been married before. I done been married before. I know how this work. I know what I want. What you trying to do? It's basically what you said.
Listen what I'm saying, bro. Kellen Moore was trying to figure out, I don't know if this is going to fit. So let me keep some of these things to my chest. Let me keep some of the things close to me. Let me feel this out for real. And now you got this different suitor that came in here, you different brother trying to hook up, and all of a sudden, you got a different frame of mind. You think it's a different. You think things could be a little bit different with this cat over here. Let me pull back a little bit more instead of going all in, trying to get the prize that he really wanted. He got a secondary chick. He got the leftovers and ended up going to the Chargers. He has a leftover idea because they wanted him here in Dallas. I was
about to say something, but I don't want blonde people to. I don't want to get canceled.
Come on, bro.
But he saw the blonde hair, blue eyes, and he thought, oh.
Bruh, listen what I'm telling you. Listen, that's the reality for me, Sky. That's the reality.
No
is that
relationship
understanding between.
I got to make sure I say that, bro. People crazy.
Yo, but again, it's real. That's what we speak. When we speak to each other, we speak. That's the reason I listen to you, cats, is because it's real all day, every day. It's real. Listen, man, that's just my take. You know what I'm saying? Just the realization.
I get it, man.
The realization of it was part time to Kellen Moore, and it was full time to Mike McCarthy from the beginning.
I can dig that. I can dig that analogy. I see where you're coming from, man. I appreciate it, Big Cat.
Not a problem, Big.
Salute. Yeah, I mean, Mike McCarthy's been here before, right? I've been married. I know what I want in this relationship. I know what it takes. Let me say this: learn from my mistakes in my past relationships, so I know what I have to do to get the best out of this. Kellen he didn't know how to handle, as they say, a bad, right? He was doing too much. And look, I ain't saying I'm an expert. Ladies, you can let me know. But there's something to being, hey, I have corny jokes that make you laugh and you kiki and he and I can make you smile. And then there's another part of just being flat out corny. You're doing too much. This is corny. And I think that was Kellen. Like, it just got corny. And it's like, hey, dog, what are we doing? Mike come in, he got the same girl, and the girl like, oh, this is what grown is like. Yeah? This is grown folk. I ain't 22 no more. I'm 30. I'm trying to settle down. I need a ring. This is what grown folk do. And I'm saying 30 because, Dak Prescott 30. So I like the analogy, man. Let's hear from Brian Schottenheimer. Good little segue here. Brian Schottenheimer actually was asked about a little bit of the philosophy. He was asked about the footwork and things like that. That is basically the buzzword around Dak Prescott and this offense. So about a 2.5 minute video here. So if you need to take a break or get a drink or something like that, go ahead and do that. But I advise you guys listen to Brian Schottenheimer, yo. Brian Schottenheimer is a breath of fresh air when it comes to talking ball. And if he gets me fired up, I can only imagine what's happening in that locker room. Him and Dan Quinn, I just think the staff is just amazing. But here we go. Brian Schottenheimer talking about the details, talking about the philosophy and the footwork of Dak Prescott in the first word.
For the ESPN, I assume every scheme, the quarterback's footwork is tied to routes by the receivers. There's been a lot of talk about that with you guys. What's different or what's more involved in your scheme than others?
I think it's a philosophy. We've talked a little bit about this. There's a lot of ways to attack a defense. There's drop back passes, there's 7-step drops, there's 5-step drops, there's all these different ways you can attack it, but we are a timing and rhythm drop back passing team. And what that means is our breaking points for the receivers are taught to where they know progressions. I've been in some systems, and I've had my own system where we didn't want the receivers to know the progressions because there's like, hey, coach, I'm really clear on this. Like, you telling me I'm a clear out? Like, really, I'm just running for the love of the game. But that's not the way we believe in it here. We're going to tell them, yeah, you got to take the corner out of there so we can throw the ball back in behind you. But everything, they understand the progressions. And so if they're a 2 or a 3 in the progression, they know that they can get their depth. The number one mistake that most young players do at the skill positions is they're short. Their time clock goes off and they're a little bit short. Let's say it's a 16 or 18-yard in cut, right? And they're only at 13 or 14. Well, from a quarterback standpoint, they think the receiver thinks they're open, but they're not because there's a movement piece underneath them. So it started day one when the players came back. And it's like, hey, you guys need to understand the timing of the QB's footwork because you're going to understand the progression and how it relates to your depth, your landmark, all those things. We just played a really good defense that's all what we call vision-based defense, which means that when they're dropping in their zones, all eyes are on the quarterback. And so those windows aren't open for very long. So if the time clock is off, either by the quarterback not being firm on his back foot or the receiver being short or getting rerouted a little bit too far inside of his landmark, it affects the efficiency of the passing game. And I think we've kind of explained and sold to our guys, and they believe that when our time clocks are right, both with the receivers' route detail and the quarterback's footwork, we're pretty difficult to defend.
He ain't lying. When our time clock is right and we are on the same page like that, pretty difficult to defend. And you saw that a lot in this game. And again, I'm not going to downplay this. I don't give a damn who wants to out there. The way they were able to pick apart that defense, the death by 1,000 cuts, squeeze a little lemon juice in between, is nothing to scoff at. That is a fantastic defense with a fantastic scheme. They are really damn good to great at every level. There's not many that can say that. But they're really damn good to great at every level on their defense, and they combine it with their scheme. And the Cowboys were able to pick them apart. But so much of what Brian Schottenheimer was talking about was obviously on display. And we're going to jump right into the film room. Take a look at it. Now, before we get into all the fun stuff from a pass game standpoint, the team did run the ball a whole lot. And they set the tone early, I think, in this game with Tony Pollard. You might say, well, how, Scott? Well, they got a first down on the first 2 rushes of the game, and I thought you saw them utilize different aspects of it. On the very first play, TP doesn't get enough credit for what he can do with his feet. But just look what he does after he gets the rock. This reminds me a little bit of what happened against the Chicago Bears, but he had a lot more space. But he's so damn quick. Go right, cut back left, cut right back right, get skinny, finish. Cover the ball up, first down. Set the tone early. Again, this is a good defense. You want to get 4 or 5 yards. Now, y'all know me, man. I am a big fan of the Kyle Shanahan scheme and what he does with his fullback. And this was a play when studying Kyle Shanahan's scheme the last 2 years. I always noticed Kyle Juszczyk. He would literally be in 4 or 5 different places before the snap starts. And if we look at Lipke, that's exactly what happens with Hunter Lipke. He starts left, that's 1. Motions right, that's 2. Comes back left, that's 3. And as the snap goes, he's going to go to the right as 4. This is what I like to see. Now, the difference is Kyle Juszczyk and Hunter Lipke are 2 different people. This is also starting to, stack plays on top of each other in regards to setting the tone. Now, let's go down the line here, man. Let's talk about 20s feet again and talk about what we saw from 86 and 71. I think these are the type of plays you got to have. There's not a lot here. Use your feet, follow your blocks, get skinny, and get what you can get. First down. But y'all, check out Chuma here. Check out 86, Luke Schoonmaker. It's Chuma Edoga. Let's take a look at Chuma Edoga. Again, this was early in the game. This is, I think, one of his best run blocking blocks of the entire game. Chuma in 77, Tyler Smith going to work a double. Nice double. Work to the second level and finish. Oh, that's the best block of Chuma Edoga. You love to see it. You love to see this type of physicality from Chuma. Now, wore down a little bit as the game got on, but man, that is a hell of a block. But take a look at Luke Schoonmaker. If Luke Schoonmaker ain't tight into, I really don't know what to do anymore. This guy can block his ass off better than Peyton Hendershot. Nonetheless, Luke Schoonmaker to your left, he's going to fight, and finish. You love to see it. You love to see it. So starting off with some energy, starting off with some physicality to let them know, hey, we're here. But this is what you saw a lot of really in this game, especially in the passing game. We're just going to get some extended handoffs. We're just going to get the ball out now. We're not going to allow your pass rush to get to us. Let's go ahead and get 5-6 yards at a time. And sometimes, hell, we'll get a first down out of it because we're going to get the ball to our best player on the day, and that's C.D. Lamb. Easy stuff. Let's go. Now, as you're working that underneath, right, as you're getting these guys going, now let's work the back end with our eyes. I love this play because there was so many small details within it, and you're going to see it again later on. You're going to get a sluggo from our guy, C.D. Lamb. He's going to come up, run a slant, and he's going to go. And underneath that, you're going to have a whip route. A whip route by, I think this is Jake Ferguson. Can't quite see right here, but I think that's Jake Ferguson. So now we got a two-way read here. We got a high, low read. In case that's not there, I can come under it for the whip route on the backside. Pocket patience and move them with your eyes. Let's let the play roll for a little bit and we'll run it back. Hey, C.D. Lamb is killing these, by the way. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been killing these, by the way. All right, here we go. Here's the slant by C.D. Then the sluggo, boom. But what Dak Prescott is able to do on the back end with the safety is why you see this little slither of window, and a great throw, by the way, to C.D. Lamb. Let's take a look from the other way. Here's where the nuance comes in at. He knows what he has here, too high. I got to get this safety off. I can't have this safety stay on this hash. So right away, if you peep the safety, he's just drop back, standard drop back. Dak is looking, but at the snap, his eyes are here. He knows CD is about to win this route, but I got to get this guy off because if I can't get this guy off, I can't make this play, right? All right, so we're going to hold the safety right there. Let's hold the safety, and that's all I needed was that split second to get the safety to retreat back. And then Dak Prescott delivers a dot right before the safety gets there for the first down. Just really good stuff there from Dak. a nice play call. And what I love about these routes is you'll see is if our one isn't there, he easily could have went to Jake Ferguson underneath. All right, this was the play I was talking about with Tony Pollard and the chip. And I think it was Coach McCarthy or Coach Schottenheimer who talked about this. Peep Tony Pollard right here to the right. And look at this chip. I say master physicality because I'm going to chip you. Boom. I mean, fantastic chip here. Get out into the route. I get hit, right? But that's cool. I survived the hit. I make the catch. But, man, I just think we need to kind of look at TP's pass block in the last 2 games and give him some kudos. This is a great chip. Get out. Make yourself available. Take the hit. Thought he should have got awarded for having the ball where it was, but he didn't. But nonetheless, match their physicality. Let them know we are going to be here all day because they are. Dak Prescott said something in the presser after the game. He talked about scrambling. He talked about his feet, really. And on this 3rd down play in the red zone area, he said, I scrambled on the 3rd down because my feet told me to do so. Again, more nuanced stuff here from the route, from the concept. I love it. But this is where maybe, again, we'll see Jalen Tolbert actually, I think, learn from this. And the growth from Jalen Tolbert is obviously there. You see the game slowing down for him. A little bit too slow, though, on this one. But on 3rd down, Jalen Tolbert's going to motion in. And you're going to get an all-out blitz here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys are coming. What you need from Tolbert here, because he's a slant guy, you need Tolbert to recognize this is a blitz. And now I'm not just slant guy, I'm hot guy. So instead of coming up 6 yards or whatever it may be and then slanting, I need to go now, right? I need to maybe shorten that out and go now because I need to fill that void and be available for Dak Prescott before the pressure gets there. You'll be able to see a little bit better on the backside. But it doesn't happen, so Dak says, okay, if it's not there for me to get it out cleanly, my feet told me to scramble. How many times last year did we get here and we're like, hey, Dak, just run? But the progression didn't allow that. And he did in this. This was a big one, too, because we scored a touchdown later on. But this is what I mean by Jalen Tolbert. Let's run it back for Jalen Tolbert. So here's the blitz, right? I love the patience from Jalen, but this was a little bit of recognition. Here's the blitz, and here's Jalen Tolbert. He should already be crossing face. He should already be crossing face. I get that we want to be patient, but once we see a blitz, we got to recognize I'm hot. Dak is looking for him on the hot, and he knows that I've got pressure bearing down on me. Hey, Rico Dowdle's just trying not to die right here. He's just trying not to die. When we look at it from the other angle, he tried his damnedest. Didn't quite work out on the blitz. Here we go. We got a little pressure there. Had we not had that pressure, this would be here. But what you don't want your quarterback to do is try to stand there, deliver that, sack, fumble, gets tipped. Hey, my feet said it's not there. I don't have the back foot release. I don't have an ability to step up because where you want to see Jalen Tolbert cross face is right here. He should already be crossing face here. Once that back foot plants, fire it. But we don't have that. That's fine. Step up, scramble for the 1st down. My feet told me to scramble. Dak Prescott. This is just here's Tyron Smith. We often talk about, well, what happened in the red zone? We just couldn't block it, man. I mean, just be honest. We just didn't do a good job blocking when we tried to run. Can't have that. I know that's Quentin Williams. I know he's all world, but this is 2 games in a row where Tyron in the run game kind of gets tossed by, and it happens. Again, he's not what he once was, but he can be what he once was for 1 game. And that's all I'm asking for him to be, 1 game at a time. 1 game at a time. All right, this is where, okay, early little tiny mishap, nothing crazy here, but watch how Jalen Tolbert helps set this up by selling the slant and then hitting the corner out and forcing Sauce Gardner, who, I mean, his recognition is just top notch, man. He's a damn good corner, man. But take a look at the motion. We're going to get a motion here, get some information, some intel. They're going to shift down. The numbers say this is likely going to be a zone. So in reality, you're likely not going to get a guy that's open right away. You got to kind of be patient here. And that's what happens. 18 is going to sell the slant to essentially get in this guy's way in case it is man, right? And this guy has him. He could be wide open, but it's not. You're going to see Sauce bite down here. But that corner route, that corner out. Watch what it does to Sauce Gardner, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick twitch with his hips right there. And you fire on one's reaction. This is why I love purpose. I love concepts. Because this is a man beater had they been playing man. You get a wide open Jake Ferguson, but they're not. So, okay, I recognize they're not playing man. Jalen Tolbert widens up to this corner, and that just the quick hipness, right, of Sauce Gardner is all it took. Fire it to our guy, touchdown. Just good stuff, man. Really good stuff in the red zone. We saw another red zone touchdown. Then the thing is kind of tightened up, but it's going to be hard down there against a defense like that. Good old slant flat. Good old slant flat combination here. You get the motion. There's the flat. Here's the slant. Now, remember what Coach Schottenheimer talked about. These windows in a vision defense, a look at me defense. And what I mean by look at me defense, look at me, look at me, look at me. Everybody is looking at me. They're tight, and they're not going to be available that often. Here's the window. Once you hit that back foot, it has to come out. If he waits to try to hit this secondary window, pressure could potentially be there. It might close up. It's not there. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb on the same page, fires it, allows the yak opportunity. Shouts out to Tyler Biotish, by the way, for the hustle here. But look how tight the window was. Back foot, fire. I mean, just good stuff, man. Just good stuff. Got to hold on to the ball there, but that's tough. Here we go. So here we go. 40 is finding his way as a lead blocker. I don't want to harp on this too much, but this is why I wanted to see Hunter Lipke be more fullback guy in the preseason and not halfback guy. I haven't really seen a whole bunch of fullback Hunter Lipke successful lead blocks. I need to see him. He's finding his way, right? He's figuring it out. It's not his game. It wasn't his game coming out. Hunter Lipke was a running back playing fullback, a fullback playing running back. He was a guy caught the ball out the backfield, handled the ball. But lead blocking is something he's going to have to work on. He gets there, but then he gets tossed away. And we kind of see him not really. He's really not moving nobody out. He's not digging anybody out. He's kind of in the way guy. And I think he just needs to get his feet up under him as a lead blocker. And once that comes, I think you'll see this offense in the red zone or in regards to run game or offense in general with him lead blocking be even more successful. And what also that's going to do is that's going to lead to play action and we'll dump it off to Hunter Lipke. There were some opportunities where Hunter Lipke could have got a dump off and got some yards for you too. That's the strength of his game right now. It is not lead blocking, which he needs more reps to gain that confidence. Uh-oh. Did we get God again? Are we good? How we doing, Cowboys Nation? We good? Oh, man, this is crazy. Let me get a thumbs up before we keep moving here. Let me get a thumbs up. Okay, we good. Woo! I saw something low and I got a little nervous. Okay, where we at here? Details, sprint left, 87 ID to slot, 18 push inside, read bend, and 88 patience. Look, man, I broke this down on Twitter. It's the details, man, for me. This was a fantastic look and read and understanding by everybody. We get a 3-by-2 formation. We're going to get an ID motion, right? We're going to move around Ferguson just to get identification. One of the things we talked about when studying this Jets defense is they love to send the slot blitz. Jake Ferguson sees it right now. And an easy tell of when a slot blitz is about to happen is the alignment of the safety. If they are lined up literally behind the slot cornerback and up against the wide receiver, that's a bit of a tell that there is about to be a slot blitz that comes. So in reality, CeeDee Lamb knows I've got this safety one-on-one and I'm running this out. But I got to be patient with it. I can't get there too fast because if I get there too fast, he'll just close down on it. Oh, my apologies. He'll just close down on it and he'll stop me. That's not what happens, though. Let's take a look at Jake Ferguson, who recognizes slot blitz, picks it up. Great pickup, from Jake Ferguson. Now let's take a look at Jalen Tolbert down here on the screen. This is what Shotty was talking about, where you have a responsibility on a certain route. And his responsibility is to push this inside, read this safety, and then bend it back out based off of what he does. Take a look at Jalen Tolbert, and these are the nuances. Pushes it inside, peep the safety. Jalen doesn't bend this thing until right there. Once he breaks, Jalen Tolbert now bends it back out, forcing his safety to come over top. And look at all this green, man. Look at all this green to work for CeeDee Lamb and get yak. And it starts with recognition. It starts with the details of this play from Jake Ferguson, from Dak Prescott, moving the line left, and with Jalen Tolbert just having a fantastic read at the top of his route for our guy CeeDee Lamb to get some yak, man. This offense is fun to me now because of the details. Here's another fun play. 88 slip, easy buttons. We talk about easy buttons, play action. By the way, if you didn't see, that CeeDee Lamb over here, who's essentially inviting this defensive end inside, throw him off. Get a quick slip. This happened to us against the Giants a bunch. Easy buttons. Easy buttons. Big third down play here, man. Big third down play, very reminiscent of what happened against the Jaguars. We're going to get essentially a mesh route to free up our guy Turpin coming right underneath it. But here's the thing. Look at the pressure in Dak Prescott's face, man. Again, Terrence Steele. Just not a great day. Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, they really don't handle this stunt well. I think that's Huff who does a swim move on Terrence. Right in Dak's face. Clear out from the mesh. Shouts out to Kevontae Turpin. This is back-to-back weeks now. He's made some big third down plays against the blitz, and he's caught the reception, first down. I mean, everybody has a job, and everybody, when their name has been called so far, has stepped up to the plate. Slant hook screen progression, great design, pre-snap read, or snap read, meaning Dak Prescott is not thinking. If it's not there on the first read based on what he sees, he's snapping to the second and snapping to the third. Love this play. I'm going to let it play out real quick, and then we'll go and run it back. I mean, when we talk about easy buttons, man, you can get creative within easy buttons, ladies and gentlemen. You can get creative. We're going to look at the slant. If it's there, we'll take it. If not, we got a hook. If it's there, we'll take it. If not, I know I got numbers on this screen. It's weird to call it a screen, but it's a screen. I got numbers on this screen with the lead blocker. Actually, it's more like a flare route with a lead blocker, but it is what it is. Swing route with a lead blocker. But I love how Dak Prescott, we'll let the play one more time, and we'll see the snap of his helmet and how his feet are working with it. Back foot, if the slant's not there, hitch. If the hook's not there, one more hitch, and we know it's wide open. Here we go. Take a look at Dak's snap progression. We're going to come out. Is the slant there? No. You know why? Look at me, defense. It's not there. He's standing right there. Is the hook there? Nope. We don't want the hook. If I know that I got 1-on-1 with a blocker, I'm just going right to my third read. Easy, man. There's no thinking. And when you got a guy like Dak Prescott that is a veteran, that has seen these type of defenses, that has seen the window dressing or the zone type defense, he knows where to go with the ball. I just need you to be where you need to be. Love that play. And then the last play of the film session is the pony personnel, 21, whatever you want to call it, with, I believe that's Deuce Vaughn and Tony Pollard out there. I love orbit motion, especially when you do it like this. We've seen this last year against the Giants. We've seen it last week, actually, and almost same thing here. We get an orbit motion. 88's going to read, and he's going to settle. What does that orbit motion do? Pulls up this guy, makes this guy hesitate. And now it's pretty much up to CeeDee Lamb to kind of just read this green and then settle. No need to go crazy. And then Dak finds him. Low-key easy buttons as well. I just think this offense was, in regards to McCarthy, was just on fire with what they wanted to do against a top-flight Jets defense. Love the orbit motion. Fake this screen. And we're going to hit CeeDee Lamb wide open, man. How many times last year, squad? How many times last year did we watch other offenses and we come back and we say, man, why can't we get our guys wide open like that? 2 games now in a row. 2 games in a row. CeeDee Lamb, your number 1 wide receiver, is wide open. I just got to clap it up for Mike, man. I got to clap it up for Mike. The things that he's doing, the identity that he's creating, and he's not getting away from understanding that, look, I know we can get these quick hitters. I know that I can get guys wide open with my scheme. I do know that, but I also understand that I don't need to play air it out ball. I can play ball control offense and still be creative, right? And still be creative between the 20s. I can still run the rock with a purpose because we're gonna do play action off of that, right? And that's where he talks about the feet. So I'm just so excited, man. I try to say that after week 1 where people were concerned about the offense. I'm like, hey, look what we're doing in the rain. Imagine when we get at home and we don't got to deal with the elements. And you did that. You did that against that defense. You were efficient. I thought I think you're top 5 and 3rd down on offense right now. I have no complaints really for the first 2 weeks. Do I have things like we talked about yesterday we want to put on the bulletin board? Hey, let's go ahead and at least hit 4 for 6 in this red zone. Sure, but that's nothing for me that I'm getting concerned about. I'm excited about the process of what we're seeing, the identity that we're forming, and getting our players. We talked about it here. Getting our players to rock and not worrying about plays. Get your guys to rock. So many times we got CeeDee the ball, and it wasn't always, hey, let's see, you got to read this, this defender here. We only saw that maybe one time, and that was the play kind of got rocked where CeeDee went up the seam. But it really wasn't a read. It was kind of a mirrored route on both sides. And it was an audible that Dak called. He saw what was happening on the back end, and he got rocked, but caught the ball. So I loved it, man. Absolutely loved it. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. We'll get back to the phone lines, and we'll keep it moving here. Good stuff here. Good stuff. Let's holler at Bishop Kane. What's good, Bishop? Uh-oh. Bishop? We'll come back to you, Bishop. Let's get BJ from UPS. What can Brown do for you?
How you doing this morning, man?
Man, I'm great. Anytime I get a chance to break down some tape after a dub, always good, bro. How you doing?
Hey, man, I can't complain. Look, I'm just here again to say, these Cowboys, I believe this is the year, man, and it's strictly on the coaching staff. I don't really think people understand how much coaching matters in the league. I'll just go back to the Super Bowl last year with Kansas City and Philly. And the Reid called this game, I feel like in the situations where they was in the red zone, them plays that Andy Reid dialed up, anybody could have been in that situation to score.
The conference has been locked.
Based off the scheme. And that's how much scheme matters in the pros, man. Everybody athletes, everybody that 1%, so scheme definitely matters.
Hell yeah, man. Coaching matters. I've been screaming that from the mountaintop since Jason Garrett has been here, but it's the star in the helmet. No one cares. No one wants to hear that mess. Just get it done. We don't care if you got a below average coach, but it is what it is. Appreciate the call, BJ.
Yeah. No problem, man. Have a good day, brother.
You too, man. Bishop, you back?
Mine. Is it, can you hear me still?
I got you loud and clear, brother.
How you doing this morning, Mr. Skywalker, sir?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Bishop?
Man, I can't call it, man. Same doo-doo, different toilet, man, like they say around here, man. Yeah, I just calling in, just tapping in with you, man, and I kind of want to piggyback on your I forgot which dude that was because we kind of been spaced between the callers, but I think somebody was like something like a 30-year-old ready to settle down, and then the third.
Yeah, we talking about McCarthy.
I slight like that analogy, but I'm gonna do you one further. How about the marriage between the offensive and the defense.
Okay.
How about the marriage between DQ and Mike McCarthy? Because when it was Kellen Moore, I feel like Kellen coached selfishly. Yeah. I feel like Kellen coached for himself only, for him and Dak numbers only. And Dak numbers is a reflection of him. So he really wanted Dak throwing that ball. He didn't care what the team needed at the time. He did whatever play he wanted. Like, I don't know. It was just like you just see the chemistry between two grown men who understand how to win football games, and one dude who was one grown man who understand how to win, which was DQ, and then a little boy who just wanted to get out there and go crazy and do all the crazy plays he done drew up over the weekend, even if it wasn't the right time to be doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was Jimmy Johnson who went on Colin's show, and he basically talked about that marriage you're talking about, where, it's your head coach's job to win the game. So if you see your offensive coordinator is not playing to win the game, you got to step in or what have you. But he didn't really have that autonomy, right? He didn't have that power because Kellen had most of that power. Now he's the guy running it, and he understands, look, I'm trying to win games. I can give a damn about trying to be the number one offense. And I don't think you're going to see the number one offense because by design. We're not trying to be. We're trying to be an efficient offense, and we're trying to make sure we complement what is the best part of our team, and that is the defense. And I think you're absolutely right there, man. But the marriage between Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy is evident. We knew that last year when Mike was like, "Hey, dog, can you come back? Can you just come on back, man? I'm telling you, I'm gonna take over this nonsense soon. Just come on back." And these guys are just lockstep in cohesion.
That goes back to the level of maturity from both of those men, though. From DQ to be like, you know what? I literally got the best job in the NFL right now. Why leave? I have the number one player on defense. I'm a defensive-minded coach. Why? But that take a grown man to do that and be like, I'm not tripping on not being HC. It also take another grown man to do that and be like, hey, DQ, we ain't nothing without you, brother. Come on back. The maturity level, bro, Kellen, I call him Kellen Wonder. Boy Wonder, Kellen Moore, he didn't have that maturity level to where he can, you know what I'm saying, take a step back, you know what I'm saying, or bow that, because we had been going. Kellen seen the Cowboys offense be the best part of the Cowboys his whole career. So he didn't recognize how to accept what was going on in the changes of time and be like, you know what, damn, offense is not the best part of this team anymore. It's the defense. So I need to change how I'm coaching. He didn't have that in him, man. You know what I mean? And that's just what I wanted to talk about, man. Right. Coach Mike and man, that chemistry, man, between the coaching staff, because we always had good players. We had talented teams, bro.
Indeed.
We never had a good coaching staff like this ever. Not ever. I'm gonna talk about since Jimmy and them. Because even Bill Parfait, Bill was a one-man army. He didn't have a whole top to bottom. I'm talking about special teams, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, head coach, everybody on the same page. The front office, the draft room, the scouts, everybody on the same page.
Yeah, man. This is. I said this in the offseason. I think the reason why you could argue this being one of the best teams the Cowboys have seen in a long, long time is because the coaching is matching the talent. Appreciate you, Bishop Kane.
Appreciate you, Skywalker, man. How about them Cowboys?
I happen to look over into the chat, man. Brother L, you sure you ain't grow up in my hood, man? Brother L said, candy or whooping? Whooping. You just got to see it. So I happen to look over to the chat. And everybody like, read the super chats. I'm like, oh, what's going on, man? So we're going to read the super chats. Here we go.
Super chat.
What's the day? 19. Actually, we didn't do the super chats yesterday. So I'll do the super chats yesterday, but I'll start today. Michael Ambrose, he dropped 5. Says, good morning, Sky. Can you give a shout out to my kids, Melina and Alonzo? We listened to your show on the way to school out here in Gilroy, California. Shouts out to you, Melina and Alonzo. Stay in school, kids. Please don't be the kids we talked about that's cutting up out there. So shouts out to you, man. Listen to your parents too. Cool Hand Lou.
Super chat.
Cool Hand drop 1, says, still as usual, you're spitting fire. Film breakdown is next level. Appreciate your work. I always catch the rewatch if I'm working. Thank you, Cool Hand Lou. Cool Hands Lou. I'm still learning and growing. We're at this moment, but I love watching it. I love watching the film. I love breaking it down. I love breaking it down with you guys.
Super chat.
Towboat Ty dropped 10 and said, the holding call that lost TP the touchdown caused me not to win $980 on a 5-leg parlay. Oh, I know you was sick. He said, I cussed Tyron for hours. I would have dropped another bill for your computer fund if I hit Sky. It's all good, Towboat. Dang. And I went back. I was watching that yesterday. They ain't had to call that, man. They ain't had to call that. They ain't had to call that. It was one of those situations where, the offensive lineman, defender fall down, or maybe sometimes you get thrown to the ground, and they called a holding on that. Man, Quentin wasn't making that play, number one. Number two, it wasn't a hold. He just literally, all right, you falling, I'm falling with you. He didn't pull him down. That was a bullcrap call, in my opinion. So, and it cost us a tutty. It is what it is. Mr. Jab.
Super chat.
Appreciate you. Dropped 2 and said, McCarthy is using everyone on offense. Yes. I was about to have a whole nother segment about the usage of the running backs, but I'll probably give it 3 or 4 games, and we'll do a quarterly review. But I think you're already seeing him use all these guys in different ways. Hey, Kevontae Turpin, this is a real thing. Like, he's really involved in this offense. You know what I'm saying? So where's my explosive graphic? We talk about the explosives, TP, CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, Deuce Vaughn. Did I get them all? I feel like I'm missing one. Brandon Cooks. All of these guys have been involved in the offense over the last 2 games and have made big plays, whether it be forcing penalties or big catches, first downs, touchdowns, whatever. These guys are being used. We said if you're going to have these explosives, you have to use them all, and they are. Shouts out to Coach McCarthy.
Super chat.
Jay Gower dropped 5 and said, I saw Micah's running back tape from high school. Why aren't we exploring this in the red zone? I want to know who's tackling him. Look at his quick juke and cut. I saw Micah play in person a whole lot at running back, and this didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make sense. I know there's Derrick Henry. Have you ever seen Derrick Henry's high school? He don't make sense. Like, this is a grown man. Micah didn't look like he fit out there. Micah looked like a grown man playing with kids. And once he got going, nobody wanted to tackle him. They could barely tackle him at the line of scrimmage. In the state championship game, bro, it was Micah or bust. It was Micah or bust for the Cougars in the state championship game. That game was crazy. It was real cold that night. They didn't win it, but when you are the entire offense that day, that's tough to manage, and he did his best as he could. But yeah, Micah was a problem at running back. He wanted to be a running back, but thank God he was a defensive player. We got a few more. Ron yesterday.
Super chat.
He dropped 5 and said, offense and defense, everyone plays. Brooks, Deuce, Rico, Schoon all played in the second drive of the game. This is huge for being developed for end of season. I think he's talking about the rookies because I did mention, the young bucks getting involved here. Brooks got called up, and he was out there. Obviously not targeted, but again, you have a responsibility when you are out there. There's no longer we're just out there and we're lollygagging. Now, there's a reason why you're running these routes. And then King Element dropped one yesterday. By the way, man.
Super chat.
I'm glad you're doing well, King. I ain't seen you in a bit. Wasn't sure what was happening, but it's good to see you back. He dropped 5 and said, breaking news, Cowboys own New York. Facts. Real quick, Greatness blog just dropped 2 and said, Dak ain't Daking like Dak was with Kellen.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? Need an explanation. Jack, what's good, bro?
Hey, Scott.
What's up with you?
How you doing today, bro?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I didn't get a chance to call in yesterday or get in touch with you on Vox because I had to do my Monday thing.
Yeah. We appreciate you calling in on Monday, man. It's all good.
You're my guys, man. You're my guys. I got to come through and get some of that Jack energy now. Now, with all the pleasantries out there, with all due damn disrespect, when they gonna stop playing with us, man? I like to hear them try to find hate, like they want to find this and want to find that, but they can't. They don't want to give us that respect yet. Oh, we gotta earn it. I mean, 70 points in 2 games. If you ain't earned it, by that, I don't know what you're talking about. You giving all these other quarterbacks all of this praise after having 4 turnovers, after throwing a pick 6 in your first game. But Dak is still. What are you talking about? What are we doing? But I love, and ain't nobody else gonna go 80% against the Jets this year. Probably ever in the next couple of years. They're not gonna throw 80%. They're not gonna be that efficient. They're not gonna move the ball with purpose like that against them. But guess who did? We did. You know what I'm saying? Only one complaint that I can think of is that miss that Dak had to Ferguson. If he had waited a split second more with that ball, CD Lamb was open on the back end on the other side.
Yeah, that's the problem. No, it wasn't pressure. It's the mirror routes. That's the problem with it. We talked about that in the post-game show. Whenever you run a mirror route, and once you pick a side, it's a wrap. The decision was made to go to that side, and he can't come back to the other side. What he should have did was say, it's CD Lamb. I'm looking over there. And if it's not there, then I just throw it out of bounds or something like that. So, I mean, he picked the wrong side, and once you do that, there's no going back to the other side on a mirror route.
Yeah, and I also noticed something, too. I noticed that Chauncey's starting to get the bid more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to see him more. I don't know if it's just the play calling or just the parts of the game, but I'm starting to see Chauncey and Osa, because they starting to look identical. 97 to 99, they almost got the same body type now. They moving the same. They pushing the pocket. You know, we use Hankins for those stout plays where we just trying to clog stuff and force stuff to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But with Chauncey and O'Diggins in there, they looking tough, bro.
Yeah,
they looking tough. Man, I'm loving it, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm out here spreading this Jack sauce all over this world.
Hey.
Getting all everybody ready. Yeah, I said it. I said what I said. I said what I said. Jack sauce.
Hey, man, be safe out here, bro.
Hey, I'm throwing to you, bro. Just
Jack,
watch out for
wild,
it.
man.
And it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
All right, bro.
Man, I love what y'all do, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna tap in later. I'm gonna have some more energy later. You know, it's a little early.
It's cool.
Punching this clock.
It's early, dog. It's early. Man. I got the energy for you. I'll hold it down.
Yeah.
All right, man. Salute. Hey, now with the Jack sauce now. I want to jump back to the film room in a second. Chauncey is definitely taking the next step too, but this dude, Osa, dog. Oh my goodness. There were 2 plays I actually wanted to run. I was going to wait for tomorrow. I was going to save this for tomorrow, but he brought up the defense. He brought up Chauncey. He brought up Osa, and that got me to thinking about 90. Got me thinking about obviously Micah and stuff. And I'm just going to show 2 plays. Just two plays. Bear with me real quick. I just want y'all to take a look at obviously the tone that was set by DeMarcus freaking Lawrence. First play of the game. This is what I don't get. We saw this happen in New York Giants. Why y'all think y'all can block a tight end on DeMarcus Lawrence is crazy to me. It's nonsense. But here's D-Law to the left of your screen, and he about to just throw this tight end out the way and absolutely destroy Breece Hall, who said he wanted some more carries, right? DeMarcus Lawrence is, I believe, top 5 in run defense. I think he's number 1, and he's top 5 in pass rush. I think win rate or something like that. DeMarcus Lawrence is picking up exactly where he left off. We know he's one of the most underrated, in my opinion, defenders in the National Football League. One more time, D-Law setting the tone. Get off of me, dude. And this was against in my opinion, a tight end group that blocked their ass off last week. But this was the play that I was talking about yesterday and why it's so important to have a bookend like this when you got a Micah Parsons because he's going to draw attention. But shouts out to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's going to line up 6 different guys at the line of scrimmage. 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 6 to match, right? Well, like we see a lot of times with these coordinators, we're going to get Curse that's going to back out here. We're going to get LVE that's going to back out, drop into coverage. But that's going to put pressure, again, on this offensive line. And it's going to be because of this left guard or right guard why you see Micah Parsons get this crazy lane. But let me tell you why he gets this crazy lane. All right, here we're calling pressure. Hey, on me. Step up. Watch the running back. He's going to step up here. Take a look at J-Ron Curse. No blitz. I'm going to get out in pass protection. But peep Osa. I'm sorry, in the pass route. Peep Osa real quick, man. Because this stuff don't happen without Osa either. Osa Odigizua. He wins early. Gets inside. This is a dub right here. But watch how he throws him off. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling y'all, Osa's a problem, dog. Osa's a problem. But this is what wins here. Because of 90, we got this right guard saying, I need to help out Mekhi Becton. I'm looking for work. He's supposed to look for work. What he doesn't realize is Micah is about to scream down the middle here and just destroy Zach Wilson. But because I'm looking for work, whoops, forgot all about Micah Parsons in this lane that is created for him looking for work to help out, by the way, DeMarcus Lawrence. That was all in the same drive. That was all. I think the first 2 out of 3 plays set the dang tone. And I love Micah Parsons' crawl. So I just wanted to show those plays, man, because and there's so many defensive plays that we can go back and just so much fun watching this defense play. But I thought that set the tone right there, right away, that you can't block us, whether it be one-on-one or whether it be with stunts. But Dan Quinn is a master. If you get into third and medium, you better get the ball out fast because he is a mastermind at drawing up these ET stunts, these games up front, playing games with your offensive line's eyes, your quarterback's mind. And I don't care if you are Tom Brady mental. We saw Tom Brady struggle with this twice. You know, he struggled with this twice. The only time teams really got off in regards through the air was once you start seeing the injuries start to pile up a little bit on the outside. And now you got, Anthony Brown wasn't going crazy as it was, but when Anthony Brown went down, you were dealing with terrible CB2 play, and teams picked on that. They picked on that. There was the Jacksonville game and the Green Bay game. And the Green Bay game, it kind of picked up in the second half, really. But it wasn't like teams were just going crazy. Jalen Hurts wasn't going crazy. Joe Burrow wasn't going crazy. Stafford, Tom, no one talks about it. Tom was not good against the Cowboys twice. You tricking Tom Brady, what you think I'm going to do to this guy? Let's just stay healthy, man. This defense is special. 808 Heartbreak, what's goody? Unmute yourself, 808. We'll come back to you, man. 609, what's up?
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's good, man? So I just want to talk about Will McClay for a second because the talent we have on this goddamn roster is crazy. I haven't seen a team this talented. I'm only 22. I ain't seen a team like this ever. The talent, like the depth. I mean, you just talk about Chauncey Golston. You talk about Osa, 3rd round pick. You just talk about all these Deuce Vaughn, just all these young guys that are just in the mix, that are just scattered throughout the team. It's incredible. Like Will McClay and this front office. We got to give our hats off. And then the front office above Will McClay, Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks. We only see one game of Brandon Cooks, but Stephon Gilmore, he's the most targeted guy on his team. I'll take Stephon Gilmore as the most targeted guy on my team. Keep throwing at him. Keep throwing at him. I hope y'all do. You know what I mean? Like, we just got to give our hats off to Will McClay for a little bit. And can I get a bomb for him? Can you drop a bomb for him? I need it.
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, we definitely did that in the offseason, but yeah, man, shouts out to my guy, Will.
Need it, man. This team is great. That's all I really wanted to say. Actually, I wanted to shout out Marquise Bell. He grew up 10 minutes from where I live. Shout out Marquise Bell, man, putting on for 609 in South Jersey, man. Isaiah Pacheco, too. He grew up 10 minutes the other way. So shout out to all these guys, man. South Jersey making some noise, man. I appreciate you, Will. Thank you for your time, man.
Yes, indeed. Shouts out to Marquise Bell. Shouts out to Jersey. Yeah, man. But look, I said we was moving different in the offseason, and that's why I felt different about this team. 100% they need to get their flowers heading into the season. Now, the season's here. We got business to handle. It ain't finished yet. We knew 100% this defense was going to be what it was. People thought the offense wasn't going to click like it's been clicking, but it's clicking. And we just got to continue to handle business. We got to continue to handle business. And I was thinking about something when one of the callers called in earlier about like the respect. When they going to stop playing with us? That's what he said. I was about to say it won't happen until postseason and whatnot. But I don't know now. And I'm not trying to skip. I'm not trying to jump. And I keep saying that because I'm all about week to week. But I can't help but think about that heavyweight matchup in week 5. I can't help but to think about it. Because I do think you can send a message. Like a real life message that they will have to respect. Not that we give a damn about their respect, especially in the regular season. But I think we need this. I think the Cowboys need that type of dub, especially against that opponent. So if we come out of that game and we're still doubted or whatever like that, and they get the dub, then there's nothing more they can really do. But for themselves, I do think that will mean more than what they'll probably even lead on. Hey, it's just one game. I don't think it's just one game. I don't think it's just one game if they get the dub. But week 5, my bad for skipping ahead. It's just something I was thinking about as that caller said that. To me, I do think that will mean a whole lot. But we got to build. We got to get there. We got to remain healthy. We got to make sure we're firing at all cylinders because that's going to be a 12-round, dog-it-out, heavyweight fight. Let's try it one more time with 808. 808's not there. Let's get Mr. Ronnie in the building. My Reading brother, what's good?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning. God bless you and the show and your family as always, and Voss's family too. I just want to say that Mike McCarthy, I like what he's doing this year.
Yeah, McCarthy.
And I really think that we're going to go. Yeah, I think he's really doing a good job. And people not realizing Dak Prescott is not lighting up the scoreboard like people want to, but if people really do their homework, he's on the top of QBR ratings. That's what they call it.
Yeah, QBR. Yeah, he's number one really in QBR, good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the defense is going to be really solid. I mean, like really solid. And I really think this is going to be our year. I know we always say that this is going to be our year, but I really think this is going to be our year because you can see the difference. And also, too, I took all summer and I looked at Kellen Moore's schemes. It's nothing like what McCarthy is doing.
No.
His schemes was no way where the receivers were getting open. And McCarthy, you can see the clear outs where the receivers is catching the ball by himself. And when Kellen Moore was calling plays, you had the defensive back on his shirt as soon as he make the move. Now with McCarthy, everybody's nice. You got your space. You can catch your ball. You can make moves. So that's why I really think this year that we're going to do something. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you. I definitely think the night is a night and day difference schematically, bro. And I've been saying it for some time. Just imagine if we was in year 4, right? Instead of game 2.
And then also, too, real quick, because remember, I ain't going to say that because you seem to never remember anything. But last year, me and you, we would talk about things. And
I damn sure ain't going to remember last year, Mr. Ronnie. You can forget that.
But I want to say real quick.
Go ahead, Mr. Ronnie.
Me and you, we will always talk about why wasn't Kellen Moore getting the ball into playmakers' hands. This year, we finally see it. It's like everybody gets to touch the ball, and that's what makes a team because we don't need a superstar. We just need everybody to do their job. That's all it is.
You do need some stars, but yeah, but once the other guys are doing their job at a consistent level, it just makes it that much better for your offense.
I mean, yeah, you do need a couple stars, but you don't need a bunch of them because when you got too many stars, nobody want to play their role. Everybody wants to be the head honcho.
Yeah, I'm just saying you need stars. Is what I'm getting at. You need some impact players that make the opposite team have to game plan against you. Is all I'm talking about. Appreciate,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, appreciate the call,
Yeah,
Mr. Ryan.
anyway. All right.
Salute. Y'all gonna kill me with that for the rest of the time, aren't y'all? I know you ain't gonna remember. Well, you know what I'm saying? Some things I'm not, definitely last year. If you're talking about something last year, but something like, hey man, I know you ain't gonna remember, but we talked about Kellen got to get people the ball. I mean, we all talked about that. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one, Mr. Ronnie. Y'all gonna kill me, man. Look, listen, when I say that, I mean in the sense of I don't want everybody calling and say, hey, remember when and just be times I'm gonna be like, I truly don't. And y'all know me, I'll answer the question. Nah, I don't remember, bro, but go ahead. That's all. That's all. I'm just trying to be fair. This guy suffered from memory loss. I ain't gonna let me live. 601, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning, good sir.
What's up? This is James from Jackson, Skywalker. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. James from Jackson, what, Mississippi?
Yeah, man. I finally got on your show, man. I know you heard me on Box. I finally got on here with you now, man.
Are you the caller? He calls in and he says, "You from Jackson, Mississippi."
Yeah.
So you got strap up and wear your vest. Got you, man. Got you. What's up, bro?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait till y'all reach that level where one of y'all can get on these 4-letter shows, man. I'm sick of them.
The conference has been unlocked.
Nah, man.
And ain't nobody like you a fighter that's defend us, man. Ooh,
I appreciate you, bro, but we gotta be here. We gotta be here for y'all, man.
Them on, like the show shading them on, they saying like y'all they'll show us love about the defense and turn around and say the offense. We had a Super Bowl offense last year. I don't know we didn't.
I hate y'all, man. Look, that show is it's for acting. It's for ratings. I hate to even give it any attention. I opened the phone lines for 2 dang seconds and y'all ain't, bro. Hold on, let me lock this back up. I opened the phone lines up for one person and we get 10 more callers. So here's what I want to get at with that show, and I'm gonna leave it at this. I hate even acknowledging them. You know me. There was the Josh Allen game, 4 turnovers. Shady comes on there and he talks about, oh well, we can forgive him because they usually win when he turns the ball over. Sir, as if we didn't just see Dak Prescott win games even when they turn the ball over, but also lose games when they turn the ball over. Josh Allen quite literally turned the ball over in the playoffs against the Bengals and lost the game. But we don't talk about it. So that's how I know there's a double standard, which we all know there's a double standard because we wear a star on the helmet. And I don't know, man. He must have did something to Shady personally because these dudes just can't keep the same energy for everybody else. But, man, that's all theater. That's all WWE. It is what it is.
I see they don't have the dude that used to work for the Cowboys on there no more. They used to run over him, though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But hey, dog.
I appreciate you for letting me in on the line, man. You and Vops keep doing y'all thing, man.
Appreciate you, man. Why you call me Sleepy Sky Biden? Shouts out to Jackson, Mississippi, by the way. Boy, I open up the phone lines. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we'll get through it. I don't think I got too much. We can go super overtime. I got some. I'm supposed to be doing some Cardinal stuff today, but we'll get to it. I'll stay on for a little bit more. Appreciate y'all for rocking. 800 of y'all. We in super duper overtime. I know y'all probably getting tired of me, but if you're here and you enjoying the show, hit the like button. We'll have a little bit more fun. Sky Biden is just unbelievable. I do be getting sleepy, fam. Not on the show. Not on the show. I got the energy on the show, you know. Okay. Who was trying to call? I don't even know who was trying to call in, so we just gonna go with some of those that I got saved in here. Let's get to CT Madhead and Brandon from Houston. What's good, CT?
Hey, Scott, you remember I said the Mud Dogs gonna win the Bourbon Bowl?
Remember that time, Bobby J? I'm done. Is this what we gonna do from now on? We done switched it from old age to Sky don't remember shit. What's good, CT?
Hey man, have you had a chance to look at Neville?
You know what? Was that you who called? Somebody called in and said, "Yo, what you think about Neville?" And I said, "Hey, I wasn't paying attention to him, but I did run that back last week, and I just didn't. Just nothing there for me." This week, same thing. I was watching it. I'm not really paying attention to Neville because he's not popping off the screen. So once again, I just got to run it back, focusing on Neville Gallimore, bro, before I can give a real rundown. But he didn't pop off the screen.
Only reason I said that, go look at that play when Micah ripped little Dalvin Cook took his lunch money.
Okay.
Neville started in the middle, and he was past Micah to make that tackle as well.
There we go. All right.
Shouts out to Neville. He caught his face mask a little bit, and it probably threw Dalvin off. But I just feel like he got a big impact as well. Like when he come in, it's like we still not losing a step with the interior rush.
I can't give you no analysis on it. I don't really recognize him from the rush standpoint. You just described a run play though, but I don't even think he's out there that much in pass downs. But shouts out to Neville for making the play.
So that's all I wanted because I couldn't really tell. Like, is it fake? Is he just showing me something? Like, I mean, every once in a while.
I'm about to say, what else did he show you besides that play? I'm really asking because I didn't watch the focus on Neville because he's just kind of an afterthought to me. I'm just being honest.
I just wanted to get another eye on it. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
I ain't as advanced as y'all guys.
I got you, bro. Appreciate the call, CT.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fake the funk. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I damn sure ain't focused on Neville game in, game out. But we'll take a look. He only played in 13 snaps against the Jets, though. The defensive tackles, the non-pass rush guys didn't get a lot. Mozzie, Neville, Hankins, those guys played less than I think 15 snaps apiece. So wasn't a whole lot to really get them out there for. It was a pass rush type guy. So, but he did get that stop, right? He got that tackle, that stop, or whatever. So, shouts out to Neville. But just he's a depth guy, end of the defensive tackle rotation. You just hope that he doesn't go out there and cost you anything, and that didn't happen. So, shouts out to him. Brandon from Houston, what's goody?
Hey, what's going on, Will? I just want to say it feels great to be a Cowboys fan, and number one in points allowed. Dak Prescott,
Turnovers.
number one in third down conversion. Turnovers, I don't know. I just want to say, like, before anybody else jumps out the window, I'll jump out the window. Dak Prescott MVP conversations will happen after Week 5, sir. That's what I'm feeling right now. He's been unleashed by Mike.
Sure. You know how I feel. I want the MVP in February. But
hey, listen, we're going to collect all of we're collecting all of the numbers on the way. You know what I mean? All I care about is 6 as well.
Yeah.
If he don't get no mention, as long as we get 6, it's fine. But we got the squad, and more importantly, we got the coach and the organization. That was beautiful play breakdown, by the way, Will, earlier, man, on showing the new offense and just how people are getting way open. It just feels like we have a real coaching staff, and it's like we've never had that for 30 years. So it's over,
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll let you get to the rest of these phone calls.
Appreciate you.
Have a great day, Will.
Salute. Man, y'all ain't in this chat, man. Now we coming at Mozzie. I just told y'all fools. Mozzie played 11 snaps. Hankins played, 10? Neville played 13. They didn't need to be out there. They wanted to throw the ball against us. There was 17 minutes. They had the ball for 17 minutes. Boy, I tell you, you can't please these damn Cowboy fans, man. The season's here. Talking about getting rid of this person and getting rid of that person. As long as these people ain't playing bad when they're out there, that's what we should really be talking about. Whether they're playing 25 snaps and getting 10 tackles for loss in the game or whatever is neither here nor there. Are we coming away with the victory, and is that person costing the team? They're not. Boy, y'all hard to please, man. 956, what's up?
Shit. Morning, Will.
Mozzie's fine, Brian. These people, man. What's good?
What's up, Will? You already know who this is. Jose from South Padre. Other known as Spend the Poppy burner account.
Who is it?
Spend the Poppy burner account. I don't know if you knew
this
that.
is Splenda. Okay. Was this Jose or what was the other one I used to call you?
Joey Bella.
Yeah. Joey or Jose. Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, what's up, bro? Let me save you here.
Well, you're going to hate me, but hey, if you can't beat him, you join him. I know you're going to remember this one, though. At the beginning of summer, your cousin, remember when I brought him up when he was hurt?
Cuzzo still? Yeah, what's up? I don't, but what'd you say?
Remember when I was like, hey, thinking about the fact that he doesn't come back healthy and the odds if we didn't pick him someone good and everything like that? And it turned out to be the opposite, bro, and I'm fucking glad about that.
Sure.
He got sat down this weekend on a screen, but other than that, he's doing the opposite of that. He's sitting people down, and that's what I like. But I caught that one. That's about it. But I just had to join the crowd.
Yeah, Terrence wasn't his best game, but he just had a phenomenal opening game in New York against the Giants, but wasn't his best game. I have no worries about Terrence. I think he'll bounce back. That was a dogfight of a game, but I'm confident in Terrence.
Hell yeah. No, but my bad. I had to push your buttons also. Yeah, man. I wanted to see how good your memory was, but yeah, in the beginning of summer, I remember calling about Terrence, and I'm just glad he came out and showed out, bro, because he went from third cousin to first cousin, and wasn't a matter of a summer.
Yes, he did. He went from third cousin to it took about 3 games to ride. I had to say, you know what, I'm confident in this kid on the right side. And I remember, on Twitter, it got crazy. Even got crazy here when who was it? Collins, Lyle Collins got cut, and everybody, oh my God! I'm like, I think Terrence is fine at right tackle. I'm not worried about the only person that really had me like, what the hell are we doing here? Was Cooper. Everybody else is fine. It was fine. But Collins being gone for Terrence, I thought was the right move then, and obviously it's the right move now.
Yeah, I'll let you go, brother. That's all I want to do. And hey, remember, don't ever say we get tired of you, dog. Because remember, you say you're the number one, dog. You're the number one show in the morning. And I still tell everyone to this day, you want some real shit? You go to Will. Fuck all these other people on the you already know so-called networks and all that.
Yeah,
you already know the real deal. You have a good one still.
Appreciate that, Splenda. Appreciate that a whole lot, man. When it comes to my memory, I think I'm a normal person. But Michelle always cracks jokes. Who won the Super Bowl in 1984? And I could just boom. Right? Well, when the da-da-da-da, and I could just straight up. Well, what did we have for dinner yesterday? Where's my ring? I don't know. What did I do with the catcher? I don't know. It's not just me though, right? Like, ain't that a guy thing? We can recall the quarter, the down, the jersey number, the score, the time of a specific sporting event, but not remember where we put the clothes basket at 2 hours ago. Is there like a scientific word for that? I think that's a guy thing, man. Toxic said, I can't remember my own birthday. I'm not a big birthday person for myself. It's just another day to me. But shouts out to Michelle. She makes it special. Miss Sheila, Princess, Queen. Like, is that just normal? Y'all come across men that's just a normal thing, right? Nah, Brother L said, nah, it's just me. Oh, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3. Hey, look, shouts out. Marv came in here, so we're going to get Marv to end the show, but we got 4 more other. 913, what's up?
Well, I got a major concern with Michael Gallup. Where is he? Are the coaches and Dak not trusting him anymore? 1 catch for 3 yards? Really? For what he's being paid? Yeah. And is Jalen Tolbert going to take his spot? And what do we do with him? Because we're stuck with him for at least another year because of his contract.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm really worried about MG.
They only took 2 games.
I know, but they're not going to him.
They never think about it. He was wide receiver 3, right? Like he's wide receiver 3, which means he's probably most of the time 3-4 option. If Cooks is out there and if Lamb is out there, and he's not a
the
guy.
Jets game because the Jets game.
Yeah,
the Jets game they didn't have Cooks.
Yeah, the Jets game. The game plan was Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, right? Running back CeeDee Lamb, but he's not a guy that I think you can do a lot with, man. Like he's a run a 9 route, run a slant, physical catch guy, red zone guy. That's what he is, and I don't even think it's about health. I don't think it's about health, bro. I just think he's never going to get the opportunities to ever live up to that contract, which, again, if we want to go back. We all wanted to keep a Cooper over him, but, again, revisionist history. So, but watching him, it ain't like he's out there hindered, bro. He's just not a guy they're ever going to feature, man. He's a guy that's just going to have to be – you know what he's going to be in this offense? Is exactly what I said about the tight ends. They're just a part of this offense. They're never going to be a feature. There's going to be days.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver.
He was, man. He was. But
Gallup, yeah.
Yeah, that was a time frame in an offense where it was about the players, right? Where we're going to spam our play. We need our players to make play. We need our players to get open. In this offense, we're designing guys open. We just ain't doing it for Gallup, And unfortunately, he's getting paid that bread, and that's going to hang over his head. But
yeah, they're paying him.
They paying him, bro. They paying him, man. So you said about Tolbert.
You think he's here? You think you think they'll honestly, it's going to be a big cap hit if they let him go next season. But
man, I hate
if you're not using him, what are you going to do with him?
I hate to jump so far, right? Because we week to week, right? And we're gonna need all these guys. There's people get injured, things like that. But let's play the game, right? Let's look ahead real quick. Let's put the crystal ball. I believe you can get out of his contract. I think you can get out of his contract. And Gallup knows Tolbert's coming. We played the audio here. Gallup said, "Hey, this guy coming for my job." And I talked about yesterday how, like, right now, we know what Gallup, he's not a move around guy. It's just facts. He's not. Tolbert hadn't been asked to do it just quite yet, but in that game, he was moving around a little bit, going in motion. You saw the maturity. We talked about it in the film breakdown. I'm not sure if you were there for the film breakdown. You saw him kind of learning within the game. Okay, I probably should have cut off here, read the blitz, and been hot. But then you saw the patience to help get guys open. You saw the read and react bend route, right? We're going to push inside. We're going to bend. These little things that shows improvement for Jalen Tolbert that I think will earn or should earn him more reps. We were kind of joking yesterday. What's it, Arizona this week? I want to see a little bit more.
I think Arizona would be a prime opportunity to bring him in.
Yeah, New England next week. See a little bit more, right? That way, once you get to that heavyweight fight, we got
they're going to need him for 49ers.
Clicking. Here we go. We got all our guys clicking. So, yeah, man, look, I didn't know when the conversation would pop up. After 2 weeks, it's here. And look, yeah, I mean, if Michael Gallup is not going to be a guy that's going to be featured in his offense. I think that's clear as day.
Well, we're going to find out the next 2 games ahead of the 49ers. So, all right. Appreciate the chat, man.
Yeah, of course, brother. Of course. Yeah, man. It where's my guy? I haven't talked to my guy.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Almost forgetful of that. Oh, yeah, Michael Gallup. Because of the way the offense is going. But no longer is this offense. That's not the one I wanted, my bad. That's the one I wanted. No longer is this offense plays over players. It's players over plays. And if that's the case, he is we call it one trick. I hate to call it one trick pony, but he is what he is. He's a jump ball, physical receiver, running about 3 routes. And the best way to use him is in the red zone. That's something maybe I want to see come back is that jump ball. Because between the 20s, he's just going to be a physical catch guy. If I'm not going to scheme anybody open on this particular play, and I just need to get it to somebody to make a physical catch and deal with it, that's what he is. But it ain't to me, watching him, because I said, let me go see just what's happening when he's not getting rocked. I don't think it's physical. I just think he's not a part of this offense, man. He's not a feature part. Let me say that. He's not a feature part of this offense. And here's the thing. Here's what I don't want to happen. And Shotty talked about it. I don't want Michael Gallup to check out. I don't want to go to the – he ain't going to do it, though. But I don't want Michael Gallup to be like, here we are, week 5, and I'm only getting 2 targets a game. Well, that's just what's happening. For 2023, we'll deal with you after. But for 2023, you've got to do your job. So if your job is to clear out this guy, if your job is to be jump ball guy, if your job is to hit this quick slant, if your job is to be a screen guy, if your job is to be a part of a mesh to free up Kamate Turpin, do your job at the highest level, and we'll deal with you after the fact. That's how I feel. But Michael Gallup, I don't think I got the audio no more. He said Jalen Tolbert coming for his job. How many snaps did he get last week? You know what I mean? And we'll see what he get this week. See what he get next week. I'm all about prepping ourselves. I think it was Mel who said it. I'm trying to prep ourselves to be at tip-top form for that heavyweight fight. Can I cheat a little bit? Can I look ahead a little bit? That's what we'll do. We're going to obviously take each game serious, but we are prepping for that heavyweight fight. That's all I'm saying. 904, what it do?
Will Still, what's going on, buddy?
What's happening, man?
I'm all right, man. I was listening to what you were saying. Yeah, that's the only thing I got circled on my calendar, that Sunday night heavyweight fight against them 49ers. We really owe them big time.
Yes,
man,
we do.
Because
Yes, we do.
Man, because Michael Parsons, that man, he's a Lawrence Taylor, DeMarcus Ware 2.0, man, for real. That dude, I mean, like, he's all over the field. Now, if he don't get MVP or something like that, it's gonna be a problem. Because we got all these haters on there, especially on social media. It was like, okay, we play a high school team and stuff like that. Man, all of them professionals.
How you hate
all
on Micah?
Huh?
How you hate on Micah's crazy, but what?
Yeah, they're not just hating on Micah. They just hating on the whole team in general. Because it's unheard of for us to be leading the league in points per game as a defense. 5 points a game. That's really unheard of in the first 2 weeks. It should have been less than that if Lee Cooper would have got that tackle. But, that's another day.
Yeah, defense dominant, yeah.
Yeah, but they still dominant. We're gonna let one slip through the cracks. Okay, that's cool. But hey, we're gonna be all right though. Because I see a strong finish. Because I already predicted we was gonna be like either 14-3 or 15-2. I already said that. I said that early in the year, everybody think I'm drunk. But I said, no, I had to truly believe what this defense could do, and Dak limited his mistakes, and how McCarthy is managing this game. And I just see us up there as a top seed and a home field advantage. And that's going to be an easy ride going to the Super Bowl in Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Arizona or Vegas.
Okay. I don't think that's crazy to give them 2 or 3 more victories. They were 12-5. Excuse me. They were 12-5 last year, and they got better. So yeah, I mean, I think they got 2.
Yeah, because we matched our first place schedule from the previous year. Because we got a first place schedule, and we still finished the same record. So now we see like we're gonna do a little bit better. Because
we don't got first place schedule, but I hear you. We didn't finish in first place last year.
No, we didn't finish first place because Philadelphia had the easier schedule. But now they got a first place schedule. So now we got to see what they're gonna do.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so now they got to match that. So if they can't match that 14-3, which I never think they're gonna do, they're not gonna do it because they got to play us twice at least.
Yeah.
And then you got the Redskins. Well, I'm sorry, not Redskins, Commanders. Now I don't know why I keep calling them Redskins.
That's fine.
But that
they might even go back. Who knows? We'll see. Hey, dog.
I hope they do, because man, that was totally unheard of. They should have never changed it. I know it's because of the discrimination and all that stuff, and the racism and all that stuff that was going on, and they decided to change it. But yeah, they need to go back to the Redskins. But yeah, and in closing, man, like I said, I still believe we'll be like, we'll set the team record for wins in the season, which is 15. And I truly believe that.
Yeah,
this team
if
is
they
just
get
that strong, and they
14, that'll break the record for Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the most they had was 13, and they won the Super Bowl that year.
We had 13 with Dak, and we didn't win it. But yeah. So they potentially get 14 for sure. All right, man. Let me get to the last two callers, big dog.
All right, man. You be blessed, man.
You as well.
To you later.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Let's get 201 up in here.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You are live.
What's up, Scott?
What's going on?
Yeah, it's Park Street Life in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Shouts out to Jersey. A lot of Jersey calls today.
Yeah, man. I don't think people. It's like people kind of panicking. I don't know, not panicking, but they don't have to kind of read the room. It's like it's still like kind of preseason for us. You know, we're working through a lot of stuff, and we're doing it pretty good.
Yeah,
we got our right tackle coming off injury, our running back coming off injury. We missing our left guard, second wide receiver, and we just moving along like nothing's nothing's wrong. People gotta kind of pump the brakes on the complaints, and I know people getting concerned like Michael Gallup, but
there's nothing to be concerned about that. If Michael Gallup was getting the ball and dropping it, and that's a concern.
Right.
Michael Gallup is just here. You know, there ain't nothing to be concerned about because you're still winning.
And we got to realize under Mike McCarthy, that ball is gonna get spread around. Now, it's gonna go to our main guy, which it should, because everybody wanted that, right? Get CD the ball. He's the number one. If they don't stop it, that's where we're gonna keep going. Yeah. That's how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Until a team, a solid defense, a smart defense, try to really take them out, that's when you're gonna see Gallup, and that's when you're gonna see Cooks, and we're gonna go to our alternate weapons. But until then, we're gonna keep CDing them to death.
Yeah, make them adjust.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Make them adjust. 100%. There was a clear plan in that game, and it was to get CD involved because that's where the mismatch was.
Yes, sir. And I know people kind of. I'm more concerned with the short yardage running and goal line, but I'm really not, because I know Mike McCarthy is smart enough not to really be showing his whole hand. He's just working through it, just like like his preseason. Getting the kinks out the offense, and he's coaching the quarterback not to force the ball. I think if we really wanted to, we would have definitely put more pressure on that goal line. But I think
just execute, man. Just execute and don't have a damn penalty in regards to if you hit Jake Ferguson, and if you don't hold, you got 2 more touchdowns right there. I'm not worried about that.
Right, and you got to read the room. This offense really can't do nothing with us. So field goals is good. Field goal is good in this game. Like, as long as we keep scoring, and we know they offense can't really score on us. So I think it was more of that, like not reading the room, knowing the situation.
Sure.
Situational football.
100%. Appreciate the call, man.
Yep. All right, Scott, keep doing your thing, bro.
Salute. All right, let's end this thing with Magic City. Mar, what's good, Mar?
What up, family?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Good. Oh, yeah. Everybody on here, you ain't got to worry about that offense. Me and Scott was saying it. Remember, they said we built that foundation. Now, it's happening. I told you he's good on the West Coast. The man gonna be dangerous, and all you people was talking that smack. Now he's gonna make Purdy look stupid. Y'all can pick Purdy. Go pick the other quarterbacks. When Dak be still hitting them high numbers like 2016. Hey, remember me and you said that, Scott? We said 2006. We wanted 2016 Dak back.
I ain't say that.
Now we got him. Yeah.
I ain't say that.
But
But yeah, a lot of
Oh,
people.
you didn't say it.
No, I didn't say that. A lot of people were saying that. I think he's a way better quarterback than 2016.
He's way better.
Put it this way.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think you even run this offense. Like he's getting
Okay.
so much autonomy at the line of scrimmage because of his experience. Where in 2016, it was tailored to more of his offense in college, right? Using his legs more,
Yeah.
RPOs, run the rock a whole lot. With this offense, he's getting a lot of say at the line of scrimmage, man. So
Yeah, he know how to read defense.
yeah, read
Because
defense way
everybody-
better. Yeah.
Yeah. And they get the ball on fast. Like I say, once you put that 73 back in the middle, that he really going to. Now, if 73 would have been on the goal line right there, he'd have got that tight end because they was coming fast in the middle. And Dak had to throw it real fast. So he got the quickest release in football. And the team look good, man. I'm like you. I'm not worried about this offense. Offense going to keep putting up points. It's going to be hard for teams to stop us. And I'm glad we played the Jets. Because I knew we could beat them because when Philly put up 30 on the 49ers, I said, okay. Now we got rid of Video King Raheem. Now.
You see your boy over there in L.A.? Oh, they
Yeah,
already getting
LA.
on him. And, you know the night it's a night and day difference. They getting on him on Twitter a little bit, but ain't no articles written about him. If he was in Dallas, it'd have been articles written about him.
I know. But they said, yeah, the San Diego guy was like, we got a good offense. Y'all got rid of y'all best coordinator. I say, man, get that. I say, yeah, our best coordinator couldn't score when it's time to go down the field and win the game.
That's what's
Look
happening.
at y'all. Y'all
That's what's
it
happening.
happened to
in LA.
y'all
Twice.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Twice. I say, they dropped all them offensive linemen. Them first-round picks. You know that, right? All the linemen they got on their offense.
Yeah.
And they giving them sacks because his offense give up sacks. He make the quarterback look stupid. And that quarterback's I say, yeah. And that quarterback's supposed to be the best quarterback, right? Y'all keep saying he's the best. Herbert, he's better than Dak. That's all I've been hearing.
Everybody loves big arm. I keep saying that don't matter, dog. Like don't get me wrong. Herbert got a fan. He has a ridiculous arm. He can make all the throws. He can move around. But there's another half of that game, and I'll take Dak's half of that game over his all day and tomorrow, and that's the mental aspect.
Thank you. 31 for 38, y'all. Screens out the backfield that we never did. That's why Dak was getting sacked so many times.
Yeah.
With this offense, you're not going to get sacked. Now we put 73 back in the middle. They really not coming in, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to see 73 in there, man, because when I'm watching this, again, you should never, your offense or your team should never like live or die if your interior offensive lineman is not there. But it can get better when you put a better player in there, right? And I think we're going to get so much more movement when Tyler Smith gets there. You'll be able to do more pulls. It'll just be so much more you'll be able to do and I wanted to get that this week. I want to see the starting five this week so we can get some games up under their belts. But I think you will see a difference in the film once 73 gets back out there, Marv.
Yes. And like I said, I'm just so excited. Now, I ain't going to lie, Sky. I'm going one game at a time. And you can see when they go to Cook and they go to Gilmore, they still working on their craft. And they try to, how y'all feel about this game? San Francisco say, no, man, we're not thinking about something. We're thinking about the Cardinals. It's one game at a time. That's all in the locker room. 1 game.
Oh, yeah. 1-0 each week, man. You're right, Marv. Appreciate you, big dog.
And that, all right, fam.
I'm going to keep it moving, man. Salute. It's our guy, Marv. It's our guy, Marv, man. You're right. 1-0. He right. And that's usually how I operate. Week to week. But I can't help but look at what's happening in Arizona, right? Handle business. I do think New England's going to be interesting. The whole Zeke thing going on. You got Bill Belichick. That'll be interesting. But that's the heavyweight matchup. I ain't going to act like I'm not thinking about it because I'm trying to prepare for it, essentially, right? I want us to kind of prepare for that week in and week out. But one game at a time. One game at a time. Let me read these super chats one super chat at a time.
Super chat.
We got a bunch more that came through in the overtime. Let's see here. Ike dropped 2 and said, "There's no way Marv isn't Mr. Johnson from Abbott Elementary." Damn, Marv. I didn't think about that. He's low-key a very underrated character on that show, by the way.
Super chat.
Tobo Ty dropped another 5. He said, "Hey, Sky, do you remember this or that? But do you remember the 21st night? Do you remember?" Man, yeah, that's good. We're going to get a whole lot of people that do that now. Appreciate you, Tobo Ty, just dropping the 5.
Super chat.
John said 5. He dropped 5 and said, "If Mozzie and Hankins are only getting around 10 to 12 a game, that means the pass rush crew is hunting and killing and eating. That is a good look." See, John, you thinking. I think we're conditioned as fans. And I say this before. I think we're conditioned due to the 30 years and all that stuff that we got to find something to be pissed off about. I look over there and we talking about, where's Mozzie? Sir, ma'am, whoever it may be. Did you not see Mozzie have a very, really good debut? Did you not see Mozzie? He only had 11 plays, but he had a couple plays where he's pushing the pocket and he's causing things. Like, look, if he only getting 10 to 15 snaps, like John said, that means the pass rush is humming. That means you got up. That means you've done your job to stop the run. It is okay to live in this 2-0 world where our offense and defense and special teams are clicking and you can be happy about it. There's really nothing to be miserable about in these first 2 games. Trust and believe me, when that time comes, we'll talk about it. There ain't no way to escape it. But I think we're so conditioned to find what can I be angry about? What can I be upset about? What can I be miserable about during this start? Because I just know the other shoe is going to drop. Well, it ain't dropped yet. It ain't dropped yet. And there is nothing, and I mean nothing, happening right now in these first 2 games that has you saying, man, I'm scared or I'm worried. It ain't nothing happening right now, bro. Not yet. Ike drop another 2.
Super chat.
He said, "Hey, fam, remember when?" Never mind. Don't matter. It don't, because I don't.
Super chat.
John dropped another 10 and said, "You hit it on the head, Sky. Week 5 matchup with the 49ers is more about us than trying to silence the haters and doubters. All I can say is to the doubters is we can show you better than we can tell you." Week 5 matchup with the Niners is more about us. Yep. More about us than trying to silence the haters or the doubters. I agree. They should give us credit if that happens, right? But more importantly, I think we need to be able to know we can get that monkey up off our back. You know what I mean? And then Randy, I wonder if Randy was the one that called in. He dropped 2 super chats, 2, which was it 6? No, he dropped $4 and said, he talked about Gallup. He was like, where's Gallup? Do we not trust them? I don't even think it's trust. I don't think it's injuries. I just think he is the 3rd/4th cog in an offense that is relying on their better players, right? That's just what it is, man. And he'll have his moment here and there, but don't expect a 1,000-yard season from him. That's not happening. That's not happening. Especially when Brandon Cooks gets back here, we're incorporating more in the running backs. The tight ends are getting involved. He's just a part of this offense. The problem is they paid him to be wide receiver too. Bad decision in my opinion, but one of the few contracts that you'll say, hey man, that was wrong over the last couple seasons. But he's here. His number will get called. He just has to come through with it. Right now, he's not a liability because he hasn't dropped balls or anything like that. But if he's now getting his number called, right, we're getting 4 or 5 targets, and he's only coming down with 1 or 2, that's a problem now. That's a problem. But we haven't crossed that bridge just yet. Not just yet. All right, good stuff. We want overtime today. Tape Tuesday sometimes can get like that. We were fortunate that we didn't get cut off or clipped. Later today, we'll be back on with Vach. 3:15-ish. recapping more of the game and looking ahead to the Arizona Cardinals. Mo will be back on A to Z Sports Primetime. Make sure y'all come through, check him out as well. I do start the AZ prep today, so you might see me on Twitter kind of just talking about things that I've seen from them. Look, again, you do have to focus on your opponent at hand. They won't have Budda Baker. We did see that. They did give the Giants and the Washington football people a run for their money. By the way, when's the last time a team started off 3 straight games with the same division? I think that's interesting. Three straight games, the Arizona Cardinals are going to be playing the NFCs. So we'll get into that. Tomorrow we'll talk more about it. Should be a Koye Wednesday. He's got to make sure he's good to go, but we'll probably have a Koye on here to talk about likely the Cardinals' defense. I don't know. We'll see. It'll either be the Cardinals' defense or the Cardinals' offense. Either one of them shouldn't be that crazy. All right, so that's for tomorrow. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and press this button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
And get up out of here. One more refresh just in case somebody came in at the end. Nope. We good. I think we got them all. Let me see here. Oh, we did. My bad, man. My bad. I didn't see there was 2 other super chats. My apologies, man. Duke JB, appreciate you. Dropped 10 and said, I think the scheme and guys having assignments, I think we can chill about Gallup's stats. He may be asked to clear out and not, and the ball is just not going to him. Right. He could just be a clear out guy for 100%. And then IT Man dropped 5 and said, yeah, what is Dacking? I don't know what that means. I got 5 on it. To be a great OC, you have to use every weapon. And McCarthy is giving a masterclass in offensive play calling. Absolutely. My bad, y'all. Appreciate you. We out here now. Peace.
Bomb Squad!